Hey, thanks for checking out my video. Forgive me, my subscribers. It's been 6 months since my last video. My project still isn't finished, but I've been busy working on it and I achieved a milestone that I think deserves to be shared with you, and I'm really eager to show it off. This is my control panel for a mythical switching yard called Inglenook Sidings. You may have heard of it. These days, Inglenook Sidings doesn't garner much respect. I want to show it a little love. I think it's a great yard to get started with operations. The logic is easily understood, yet offers a bit of a challenge. As a refresher, the 3 sidings can accommodate 5, 3, and 3 freight cars respectively. The head shunt can take 3 cars and the shunter. Scattered around the yard are 8 freight wagons that I designate by the first 8 letters of the alphabet. Seriously, how am I going to fit labels like Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe? If you must, think of H as hopper, G as gondola, F as flat car. You think up the rest. It's not typical of normal freight operations, but the object of the exercise is to arrange 5 wagons in siding 1 so that the arrangement looks the same as the arrangement in the options display, located down towards the lower right. There's no layout to go with this control panel. It's a simulator. It's still a work in progress. Buttons and switches are in place, but they're not connected. It's the Arduino that gets the attention today. Last time, I showed how the Arduino stumbled upon the solution to the puzzle by making random moves. Hundreds of random moves, but the puzzle got solved. Now, I want the Arduino to make deliberate, intentional moves to solve the puzzle. I didn't pre-program the moves. Not to say that I made an artificial intelligence machine, but neither did I apply my natural intelligence to solve the puzzle. That is, I didn't provide it with a prepared list of my ordered moves. It has to decide which moves to make on its own. A move is when the shunter leaves the head shunt, travels to a siding, and returns to the head shunt. That's one move. In each yard situation that the Arduino encounters, it considers every possible move. There are fewer than you think. For each siding, the shunter can pick up 1, 2, or 3 wagons, or it can drop off 1, 2, or 3 wagons. That's 6 possibilities that involve 1 siding. 18 possible moves when you count all 3 sidings. But that's the worst case, because the Arduino will ignore illegal moves. When considering a move, the outcome can be an illegal or impossible move, such as a drop-off when the shunter is empty, or a pickup from an empty siding. Attempting to pick up 3 wagons from a siding containing only 2 wagons, that's also classified as illegal. And there are a few other illegal moves. Also, there are strategic anti-moves, or moves to be avoided. Not illegal, but for instance, the Arduino won't make 2 consecutive moves to the same siding. That just inflates the move count. Why pick up 2 wagons from a siding and then put 1 back? And don't dare pick up wagons from siding 1 that are already in the right place. These restrictions do away with a lot of pointless moves. Often, all that's left is to consider maybe half a dozen moves. They can be evaluated quickly, on the fly, and without anyone noticing. That's why the Arduino doesn't need or use a library of moves. For example, here's the start of a puzzle. We'll use a visual aid here. There are no cars attached to the shunter. There are 5 cars in siding 1, 3 cars in siding 2. Siding 3 is empty. The challenge is to arrange 5 cars in siding 1 to spell out beach. For the first move, well, the shunter is empty. It can't drop off any wagons anywhere. That's 9 moves we don't have to consider. Siding 3 can't participate in the move because we have no wagons to put in it. It has no wagons that we can pick up. we're down to 6 possible moves. So we consider picking up 3 wagons from siding 1. This leaves us 2 cars in siding 1 and 3 cars attached to the shunter. Nothing much going on here. Let's see what we can do next. For the second move, siding 1 is off limits. There's no room to pick up anything from siding 2, and vice versa. There's nothing to pick up from siding 3. We're left with only 3 possible moves, one of which is to drop off 3 cars into siding 3. Let's do that. 2 moves down, move 3. We'll pick up 2 cars from siding 1. That doesn't give us much, but the Arduino would, at this point, survey all the possibilities. But I'm creating a video here, so spoiler alert, I'm going to cut ahead and say that there's nothing down this rabbit hole. By the 5th move, it'll all have been for nothing. So the Arduino will work its way back, move by move, to move number 2, where we'll take back dropping off 3 cars into siding 3. Instead, we'll drop off 2 cars. That was revisiting and revising move 2. For the new move 3, we still pick up 2 cars from siding 1 and drop off 1 car into siding 3. Now, drop off 1 car into siding 1. A point has been earned. We're going to remember this sequence for that. However, that was the 5th move. The Arduino is at its look-ahead limit and doesn't go further. But as before, when the Arduino runs out of moves, it backtracks to try alternate moves. So back up 1 move and try a different 5th move. 2 cars into siding 1. This time, 2 points. So we've improved upon what was the best move, and we now have a better move. The Arduino will explore alternative moves from the ones it's already tried, working its way back until it's returned to the initial move. That move is the first step on the way to earning 2 points towards the puzzle solution. We had 6 possible moves. If the other 5 don't earn better than 2 points, this move is the one to make, and the Arduino will make it. Then, rinse and repeat. For people, it's terribly tedious work, but the Arduino really enjoys this. The Arduino searches for the best move as the yard evolves. There's no library of moves. Once a move is made, it's forgotten. Everything is reset. We have a new yard. How the yard came to be as it is doesn't matter. Only that this is the way it is. What's our first move? This greatly reduces the memory demand on the Arduino Nano, which only has 2K of RAM. When the Arduino has surveyed the entire realm of possibilities for the current yard, it commits to one considered the best. Prior to committing, the Arduino has only thought about the moves. It hasn't actually made any. Committing to a move changes the control panel, like lifting your finger off a checker piece. The move is now official and real, and no takebacks. It could and does happen that no move sequence leads to scoring points in the look-ahead. After all, the Arduino looks ahead only 5 moves. In that case, fractional points are awarded if a target wagon is exposed at the open end of a siding or at the tail end of the shunter. It also happens that different move sequences sometimes lead to a tie score. In that case, the earlier sequence stands. It's difficult to be more precise about how all this works without resorting to showing code. I know how model railroaders hate code, but if there's interest in another video, I'll make one showing snippets of code detailing just how the Arduino does what it does. The panel. Looking at the panel, we've been looking at the panel. Each siding has a small OLED display showing the wagons occupying it. The move counter shares the OLED with siding 1. The OLED labeled Options, down near the lower right, shows the current move in progress. It says pick up 1 wagon from siding 1. Now pick up 1 wagon from siding 3. In the lower portion of that same OLED, it shows the score. but instead of a number, if a wagon is in the right place, it's highlighted. Because the wagons are shown as letters, I can make words. I use words to set the puzzle target, simply as a convenience. Other targets can be derived from reversing the starting order of the letters or just setting random target arrangements. I'm showing a demo version of the Inglenook Yardmaster in action. When one puzzle is solved, the Yardmaster will segue to another puzzle. Then it'll begin solving that, starting from the way things were left from the previous puzzle. The panel is animated using LED strips. I didn't use any fancy patterns. I used one color for the shunter and another for the wagons. I started this project building a control panel simulator because I didn't and still don't have a layout. But you know, there are definite advantages. Just look. Coupling wagons, 100% reliable. The points, flawless operation. Wagons roll over them without a jolt. I've never had a derailment. However, seriously, I'd like to build an actual physical Inglenook layout. While I run the shunter, no reason why the Arduino can't control the turnouts and signals and indicate how many wagons to pick up or drop off. It can be the yard boss to my train engineer. Then too, I think I'd like to try my hand solving another puzzle-type rail yard, perhaps a time saver. I'd like to eventually build a physical layout for that too. So many model railroaders like to just sit back and watch their trains run a circuit. I dream of the same thing, but of watching a shunter run operations all on its own. Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching the Arduino solve Inglenook. Thanks again for stopping by.